Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Iqbal with name 216121175. I'm from English class 3G. Today I'm here to discuss about EFL Development Writing in Indonesia. This video is about exposition genre. The first is Thesis. EFL Development Writing in Indonesia. Along with the establishment of the national policy which acknowledged English as the foreign language taught in school, writing has been part of the teaching and learning of English in various levels of education. Accordingly, many research studies on EFL writing in Indonesia have been reported and practices in the teaching of writing outlined in various types of publications. However, no publication has offered a comprehensive synthesis of the findings of those studies and teaching experience in response to the need for providing an overall analysis as such. This article discusses the state of the art of the teaching of EFL writing in Indonesian context. The second point is about that argument. First, how can English be included in 2004 Indonesian education curriculum? With the introduction of the 2004 English curriculum, writing seems to gain its momentum to be taught more intensively in secondary schools. The new curriculum is essentially literacy-based and oriented to the production of various types of genres. Augustine et al. 2004. This include anecdote, descriptive, narrative, procedure, recon, report, and spoof text for junior high school. Depictness 2003. Commentary, discussion, explanation, exposition are both analytical and hortatory. News item and review text at the teaching of those types of text in senior high schools. Depictness 2004. This new curriculum offers students explicit and systematic explanation of the ways language function in social contexts, thus seeing writing as social activity as well. The second is why research focusing on writing process in Indonesia. When examined further, this trend of research falls into two major categories. Studies based on the model of writing as process and those referring to writing pedagogy. The former category refers to studies reporting teaching activities which center on providing opportunities for students to go through any of the stages, either planning, drafting, revising, or editing, or through the combination of some or all of these stages in the process. The latter, however, emphasizes the importance of pedagogical methodology and enabling students to improve their overall proficiency in writing as well as write with respect to the components of writing, i.e. content, organization, vocabulary, language use, and mechanics. See Hartfield et al. 1985, or with respect to particular teaching strategies. The third is why research focusing on writing product in Indonesia. Studies on writing as product have been focused on either analyzing students' writing wish, assessing students' writing performance, or being directed towards both of them. A 1999 study, for example, described the kinds of errors in students' control term paper. Based on the errors found, this, this, the study concluded that the students' writing was of minimum professional performance. In some way, Asan's study was similar to Latif's findings. In his study, comparing second, third, and fourth year English department students' skills in writing descriptive and argument essay. Latif 1999 found that in terms of rhetorical and coherence qualities, students of a higher level wrote better argumentative essays than the lower levels of students. Yet, they did not differ in their skills writing. They did not differ in their skills in writing. Persuasive essay in terms of the two qualities. Furthermore, similar to what Ihsan revealed, all students did not write the greater synthetical complexity of sentence and the frequency of grammatical and mechanical errors did not decrease either as they took more writing courses. The point 3 is restatement or reiteration. The implementation of the CBC in the secondary education is expected to offer more intensive writing teaching in secondary school. Students are helped to see a variety of use of written English, which will in turn contribute to the development of their writing skills. Such skills are needed to enable them to function socially outside the classroom context. However, it seems that the practice of teaching writing in the Indonesian context needs to be based on a more comprehensive view of what second or foreign language writing involves, as represented by the models of writing featured in this article. The choice of approach to teaching writing should be guided by adequate theories and convincing research. This implies the need for better understanding of ESL or EFL, of ESL or EFL writing and conducting studies with the best and most appropriate designs of prior studies to so that findings can be compared. As comparability across studies might lead to generalizable conclusions, writing researchers are in a position leading the way in considering the universal of writing, at least in the Indonesian context. To summarize, in spite of the development of writing pedagogy and research in the ESL context as reported in some journals, e.g., Journal of Second Language Writing, many areas of EFL writing in the Indonesian context remain unexplored. The presence of the CBC seems to be a promising starting point to work on developing students' writing skills more seriously, to make them more empowered in the hope that much more information in writing pedagogy and research in levels of education other than university can be explored and shared. So I think that's all from me, sir, about EFL Development Writing Indonesia and the thesis and argument and the statement of that. Thank you for attention, sir, and thank you for watching, sir. And I'm sorry if I have some mistake, maybe. I'm sorry. Uh, Thank you, sir. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.